Burnout. If I had to say it in one word, burnout. Hey everybody, welcome back. It's the Late Boy Scout, and I haven't spoken to you here on YouTube in a really long time. Actually, about a year. I was looking at the calendar, looking at the last time I posted a video to YouTube, and it's been right about a year. So I figured now is as good a time as any to come back and explain to you guys where I've been, what I've been up to, and why I haven't posted anything here on YouTube in the last year. Now, I say here on YouTube because I have posted a few short videos over on Facebook and Instagram, and if you guys do Facebook and Instagram, please do follow me over there on Facebook and Instagram, because that's kind of where you're going to see updates, photos, stuff that I've been up to, and then of course, like, you know, affiliate links, which I still do, and little tidbits and articles and things that I'm interested in. I still post to those things fairly regularly, so Facebook, Instagram, that'll be here somewhere, but follow me over there if you're interested in it, and if you do that. But here on YouTube, yeah, why haven't I done anything here on YouTube in over a year? As I said at the outset, the one-word version of it is burnout. I've been doing YouTube for over 10 years. It's about 11 years now if I count this past year, which I'm not going to count, but about 10 years. So for 10 years, I was trying to put out a new video, or maybe 2 or 3 new videos every week. And then probably in the last 2 years that I was doing it, you guys know that I didn't do SHOT Show 2019, and that's largely because I was just burned out on the whole thing. And also that I kind of started to trim back, cut back what I was putting out, what I was doing, cutting it down to a max of 1 video a week from me. And that's, again, largely due to the feeling of burnout that I felt. Pass the Mic Monday was one of my last, I guess, attempts to reinvigorate myself and my channel and do something that I thought would bring new eyes to the channel, but also put your eyes on new people. It was a multi-purpose thing. Everything I do on the channel is multi-purpose. There's never one reason. And I felt like it was a good idea, and I felt like I was getting a good response to it as well from my audience, from you guys. And of course, the guys that were involved in it were enthusiastic, and I got a lot of good responses from them, and that was really cool. Honestly, guys, the thing I gotta be really clear about here is that I did not intend to stop when I stopped. I had no intention of that being my last video. What was it? It was the moto distancing video where I went on a moto ride. And it was like the day after Mother's Day when I filmed it, and then I posted it a few weeks later, something like that. But I had no intention of that being my final video. It would have been something, I don't know, a little more grand, a little more interesting, a little more farewell-ish. I don't know. But at the same time, I really liked that video, and it seemed to encapsulate the attitude of my channel, the purpose of my channel pretty well. So I didn't feel bad about it being the last video up there that sort of represented me. But I do still feel like I owe you guys a little bit of an explanation as to why I stopped when I did, what are some of the contributing factors to that burnout, and what have I been up to this past year. So let's get into what should we talk about first. I guess some of the contributing factors to burnout. Any of you guys who run a YouTube channel, you know what those factors are. If you know, you know. It's one of those kind of things. It's a ton of work. It's a ton of hours. And when you start to see your channel decline in views and decline in subscriptions and decline in, I guess, overall views or whatnot, I guess percentage of, I don't know what the word for it is, but the percentage of your subscribers that actually watch your videos, when you start to see that number really drop, it definitely like saps your energy and your motivation. And I started to see that, and I started to battle that and try to recover from that, try to, you know, put out new things that I hoped would reinvigorate the channel. Pass the Mic Monday, one of those things, and saw that it just wasn't really happening. Nothing was really catching on, and I came to sort of a realization in probably the last year or so, maybe 2 years, that that's just where my channel's at. It's in decline, and that's just how it is. And that happens to YouTubers. It happens to YouTubers. I'm not asking for a pity party at all right now, because it happens. People get interested in your stuff, and then there's a little spike in viewership and a spike of interest, and then it kind of starts to go back down, and it gets to be really hard to sort of keep that plane up in the air when you don't have that kind of fuel behind you. So that's more or less where I was. I realized that my channel was just in decline. And it was probably not until that video that I posted, the moto distancing video, that I just kind of let myself stop for a while. And that's what it really was, because I would never let myself stop. Even if I knew that, okay, things are getting harder, it's getting harder and harder to get the amount of views and amount of interest that I used to have, I would not let myself stop. I always had something in queue, and I always had something on the list that I wanted to do next, something on the stove, something on the back burner, something going. And by the time I posted that video, I realized that my list was not only, it wasn't empty, but it was so low, so small at that point. And so many of the things that I had, I guess, sort of made commitments to others and made commitments to myself about, I realized that they were all more or less fulfilled. And I guess like a couple weeks after that video, I thought, nobody's counting on me to do anything at this point. I'm just gonna have a break for a while. And again, that's more or less what I did, or what the intention was. I just wanted to take a break for a while. A 1 month break turned into a 2 month break. A 2 month break turned into a 6 month break. And here we are today. The longer I was away from it, the less I wanted to go back to it. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of where I was. And that's kind of where I still am right now, honestly. So if you're watching this video hoping I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm back and I'm gonna start pumping out the videos again, sorry. I don't think that's gonna happen. I might feel invigorated. I might recapture it, feel like doing more. I'm not gonna make any guarantees one way or the other. But as of the time that I'm shooting this video, I'm not really feeling it. I'm not really feeling like ramping back up into production of stuff. So that's kind of where my head was at when I stopped. Other contributing factors. This is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest reason that I gave up when I gave up. I could see that there were a lot of things at home that I wasn't paying close enough attention to. I don't want to go into a lot of detail, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. But there were things in the four walls of my home that I was paying not enough attention to. And I hope I'm paying enough attention to those things now, but I know I wasn't when I was constantly ramping up for the next video, constantly editing the next video, hours and hours and hours of editing on the next video. Oh my gosh, that moto distancing video, there was a 10-minute video, probably took 10 plus hours to edit. I think more. Yeah, a lot of hours. Think about that. And it got 3,000, maybe a little over 3,000 views. That's 10 hours I didn't hang out with my kids. Think about that. For 3,000 something views. Okay? I realized that, again, there are things at home that I was kind of missing out on. I wasn't spending enough time on, giving enough attention to, and I'm trying to fix that now. And so that's the number one reason why I'm not putting energy back into YouTube again at this time. I certainly am interested in doing something again in the future. I've got a load of ideas from different directions, different types of things. But I'm not ready to jump into any of them just yet. I started to look at the content, the type of content that I'm making, and thinking about how meaningful is this? Yeah, I still believe in all these principles of being prepared, and I'm still a gun nut, and I still love my knives, and I still love all the stuff that I've talked about on my channel, the gear and stuff. But my goodness, I mean, it's really more about ideas, right? But it's tough to flesh out videos that are all about ideas and have your channel grow in the right ways. So again, the big channels are all about stuff and like spectacular things that don't matter, because those get a lot of views. But I don't want to do that. Whatever I do after this, I hope it's something a little more impactful, a little more meaningful. Hopefully it's entertaining, but I don't think it's going to be exactly what I've been doing, i.e. lots of gun reviews, lots of knife reviews, lots of gear reviews. It's like, I don't want to be a gear review channel anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. But there's been a lot of stuff I've been doing instead of YouTube over the past year that I've been very happy about. So again, part of that is spending more time with the kids, with the family, with the wife. And I think that's been very meaningful. And I think that is, I've seen some great rewards and blessings from that. So I'm very happy that I've done that. But I've also found renewed interest in a number of things. Probably the biggest thing is music. A long time ago, and those of you guys who saw my NRA video, you're like, this guy can't play, he can't sing. What are you talking about music? You can play a little, but I've gotten a little better. I've focused more on it, guitar mainly. But a long time ago, college years, played in a bunch of bands. And for me, music was always mainly, first and foremost, a social thing. It was about getting together with people that I had common interests with, jamming on some stuff that we found to be fun and cool, and hopefully making friends by playing parties, playing shows, and all that type of stuff. It was my main social thing, music was. And I was never great at it, okay? I was never a great musician. I was never even a good musician. I barely call myself a musician. But I played bass guitar primarily in different bands, and stayed very busy with that in my college years through the first year of marriage, and then got too busy with college and quit, which was a good thing too, because we were at sort of like the stage that my YouTube channel is at right now, where it's like you could see the decline happening. I'm like, I'm not going to start another thing right now. And so I quit at the right time. But I've just found a renewed interest in that, a renewed interest in playing music, and not for the reasons of fame or money or success or greatness or popularity or whatever you want to call it. Again, the social aspect of playing. I've found that to be very, very fun over the past year, 2 years, spending more time myself just working on my guitar playing skills, trying to become a passable guitarist, investing in a few better instruments, and sort of decorating and reorganizing my former YouTube studio room, the area where I would record videos, reorganizing that into a music room. And my kids are playing in there, I play in there, my daughter loves playing in there. I have a drum set now that I bought from an old bandmate. I've been tinkering with that a lot, playing that a lot, having a ton of fun with that. And just basically making that my new hobby, music. So whether it's playing for fun, recording, jamming with my brothers, jamming with friends, jamming alone, you know, learning to use looper pedals and stuff like that, making loops and making, I don't know, just coming up with stuff. And it's a blast. I haven't shared virtually any of it on social media, but I might. I don't know. We'll see. If I get to a point where I think there's something video worthy there, perhaps I will do something new and different, whether on this channel or another. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how that goes. But that's kind of where my, the large chunk of my creative interest has been over this past year or two. Then, of course, just spending good quality time with the family. I think I mentioned that already. Going on some trips and doing some cool stuff together, and just spending the quality time that needs to be spent. And it's just been a really rewarding, fun, happy, relaxing year and a half for me. And not being on YouTube, not posting new videos, oh my gosh, dude. I've been so happy to not do this. And it's so, as long as I'm this happy not doing it, I can't see myself coming back to it. Sorry. The channel's still going to be here. My videos are still here. I still get comments and respond to comments as often as I can. And I still post things on Facebook, still post things on Instagram, as I said before. So follow me over there for new content and for new things to be interested in and new things to talk about and updates on where I'm at and what I'm doing. Definitely follow over there. I really appreciate it if you do. And to all you guys who stuck with my channel for 10 years and kept watching, my gosh, thank you so much. You are some of the cream of the crop, some of the best friends that I could possibly imagine. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. If I ever see you, tell me. Tell me that you watched for 10 years. I will do something for you. I don't know what. I'll probably give you a hug. But I really appreciate that. And all you guys that recently subscribed and hope for some more stuff, stay subscribed if you like. Hopefully we'll have something up here in a while. I don't know what it'll be, but again, if it's it won't be more of the same. It definitely won't be more of the same. I just want to thank you guys again for being with me for a solid 10 years and for understanding, and I hope you do. Again, there's way more to life than what you've ever saw from me on YouTube. Way more to my life and way more to my family's life. And I'm trying to engage in all that stuff with a little more attention, a little more vigor at this point. So thank you. I'm Late Boy Scout. We'll see you. Or maybe I won't.